We're here. Up. Get us going.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for being on. I guess for both you guys, I wanted to ask Eric, maybe you could take it first. We talked to Landon after the game the other day. He obviously had a really good game individually, but he was talking about how stats really don't matter to him. He wants to win. Um, what do you think that says about Landon? He's a guy that got a lot of preseason hype, but he seems like a really strong leader. Kind of, how do you think he carries himself that way? Maybe Eric, you could take it first, and then Brad.
Yeah, like you said, man, he's a really good leader, man. As for the whole defense, man, and just like what he said, just because he had a good game, I mean, necessarily he wasn't happy because we didn't come out with the win, man. And that's kind of the mindset as him and the rest of the defense. If we don't win a game, really the stats really don't necessarily matter. We want to win at the end of the day, man. So just that philosophy that he has kind of spills out through everybody else.
Yeah, I'll pick up on that. Landon, he's a player for us, and he's a guy I look to when we need leadership. And I feel like he had a problem with the lose too, so I could bear with him on that. He was talking to me after the game about how the game went for him and stuff, and we just had a little talk between me and Landon, and I really felt it was coming from after the win. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. All that being said about how the stats don't mean that much to him, obviously you guys are better when he's making plays. How good was it to see him have a breakout game like that? And maybe what are you looking for out of him against a team like Tennessee that's got a good line? Obviously, they're pretty strong everywhere across the board on offense.
Man, it was good to see a game from him. You know, he don't really say nothing about the games where he necessarily don't have the stats he want. I mean, just to see him have that game is good. You know, a lot of teams slide to him and they throw a little extra person at him, man. So it was great to see him had a game that he had.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Landon producing for us too. He's a guy on defense that we depend on also. So I feel like he's strapped up, ready to play.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Trey, go ahead.
Yeah, just curious what you guys see from Tennessee offensively. What do you see up front with those guys?
Man, it's a very mature group, man. They're very, like I said, mature. They got a lot of older guys on the offensive line, the center, and some of the tacklers they have, man. So this really mature group. And then even the quarterback, man, he's young, man, but he's very mature for his age, and you can see it in his game, man. He don't really make a lot of mistakes. So I mean, that's what I really see from their offense.
Your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, they have pretty a schematic offensive line, and pick up on the QB. He's a decent QB, and also the back, he's a pretty decent back to me, and the receiver's pretty all right.
Yeah. Has Danico said anything about them on offense? Has he been able to give you guys any insight?
Not really, not necessarily. I mean, he said a couple of things just like personnel wise, but I mean, not really.
What is the challenge, I guess, with a team that runs and throws so well?
I mean, you have to respect both of them. You just can't sell out for the run, and you just can't sell out for the pass, or they're gonna pop a big one on you, man. So you just got to stay neutral, man, and stay in the game. Be ready for both of them.
Yeah, just pretty much slow them down, stop one of them, and then put them to sleep.
Thanks, guys.
Tom, go ahead. You muted.
Hey guys, I'm kind of wondering what atmosphere you guys might be expecting. First night game on campus, only the second campus game, Eric.
Man, I expect it to be huge, man. The stripe out, man, it's gonna be big, man. Just to get back in front of our fans and have that atmosphere around us, man. I feel like it's gonna be great for us.
Yeah, I'm excited to be home for our Hog fans, so I think it's gonna be great for us also.
Hey Brad, the pace that they play at, it might be faster than anybody you've seen yet. Coach Pittman said that he might take a little off of you, maybe not full pads or something. I don't know what he took off you, but not the pace of practice. What have you seen from the team through a couple of practice days for these guys?
Really, pretty much just practicing the tempo of their offense and just getting back to the ball after a snap, getting ready to play again after a snap, and again and again.
Yeah, Eric, how important is it to be able to, be ready for that tempo?
Yeah, it's huge, man, because any little thing can really get you out of the game. I mean, because they get back to the ball pretty fast. So we have to make sure after we make a play or after the ball is down, we have to get back to the ball and look to the sideline and get our play so we can stay on our feet.
And then I had a question about the total yardage y'all gave up against A&M and the run game. It just really was decent numbers until right at the fourth quarter. What did you take away from that game in terms of what you need to close out a game like that?
I mean, just be dominant every quarter. I mean, it was just really, you look at it, it was the drive where we kind of let up a lot. And that's what they was preaching on us about, man. We just can't have a good 3 quarters and then let a couple of drives go by and we're not so good. I mean, we got to be good every down that we're in.
Yeah, any thoughts there, Brad?
Pretty much what EG said. We just got to finish the game, play all 4 quarters.
All right, and then Eric, what have you seen from Nico, their quarterback, the big NIL guy?
Yeah, man. Like I said, he's a very mature quarterback. I mean, he may be young, but he's very mature, especially for his age, man. And like I said, you can see it in his game, man. When the pressure get to him, he's relaxed. He doesn't really get too nervous. I mean, and he's a dual threat quarterback, man. So he need to make plays on his feet. He can. So we got to be alert for both of them.
Thanks.
All right, Bob, wrap this one up. Muted, you're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Gotcha.
Sorry about that. I don't know what was going on. Wouldn't let me do it up in the corner, so I had to go down. Hey, I think Tennessee's leading the country in scoring, 54 points a game or something. And I know they played some FCS teams, but they scored 51 on NC State. And just wondering, as a defense, are you excited about that challenge, trying to slow down the team that's leading the nation in scoring? Or how do y'all approach that challenge? Maybe Eric, you could take that first.
Yeah, we're for sure looking forward for the challenge, man. I mean, when you look at this SEC, man, every SEC game is going to be like this. It's going to be hard. I mean, it's going to have a good offense. So, I mean, we got to be ready for everything, man. And yeah, they scored a lot of points against a lot of teams, and that's kind of hard to score 73 points against really any team, man. So there's big shout outs to them, but it's going to be a great challenge for us for sure.
Yeah, this is a good team we're going against. So I feel like this will be 2 good teams going against each other and battling for the top and see who comes out on top.
And I think they've outscored teams 78-3 in the first quarter. I know they haven't played you guys yet, but I mean, when you see a stat like that, kind of how does that stand out to you? And do you feel like, well, you got to make sure these guys don't get off to a hot start?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. We gotta come out fast. I mean, 'cause they start fast, man, and that's where they get a lot of the teams at when they come out fast. And a lot of the teams kind of bow down to it a little bit, man. So we got to really come out hard. We got to start fast. I mean, and play our game.
Yeah, come out fast and then let offense do their thing.
I got you got asked about Nico earlier. How do you think he's played for y'all? What do you thought of his season so far? Eric, maybe take that first.
Man, he's a great addition for us, man. He's a leader for especially for the defense as a whole, but especially for the back end, man. He does a lot of communicating with guys, trying to make sure he get better and make sure everybody else get better too, man. So he was a great addition for us.
Yeah, Nico, he's a hell of a player to me. He fit in well with our defense, and he's a good player to me. So.
And he obviously came from Tennessee to here. Do y'all get a feeling he's a little extra excited about this game, or playing his old team? Of course, it happens now a lot with NIL or the transfer portal. But what you guys have any thoughts on maybe how he feels about playing Tennessee?
I mean, he hasn't really said nothing about it, but I'm pretty sure he's excited. So is Addison, man. I'm pretty sure both of them excited just to get back and play against their teams, old teams.
You got a thought on that, Brad?
Yeah, I hope. I mean, I feel like Nico is playing with a chip on his shoulder this week. Also, Addison, I see the attitude at practice. He's practicing way better. He's practicing faster this week, so I can see the difference in his attitude this week going into Tennessee.
Okay, thanks, guys. Good luck.
Brad, Eric, thanks, guys. We'll see you. It's all you.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thanks for being on. I guess I think I got this right. I think Tennessee's leading the country in total defense, 176 yards a game. Just when you look at them on film, what jumps out at you about what they're doing so well?
Yeah, I mean, they play their gaps very well. This is probably the most talented D-line we've gone up against so far this year, and it'll definitely be challenging. And that's something we're trying to replicate in practice and prepare for. This linebacker core, I'll let TeSlaa handle the secondary, but the linebackers definitely fill their gaps hard, and we just have to have great communication, get on our spots, and then block the play as it's designed and execute.
Yeah, I'd say to follow up what Braun said, kind of piggyback off what he said, that they're a very talented football team and they're a well-coached football team. Obviously, if you're going to have a top defense in the SEC and the entire NCAA, it's going to come down to talent and coaching. So we just got to make sure we're well prepared and executing the game plan.
Mhm.
And then Josh, I know you and Addison are close, old chess playing buddies from way back, but he's playing his old Tennessee team. What are you seeing from him this week? How excited do you think he is? And how do you think he's played this year? I know he's had to play through the ankle injury and everything.
Yeah, I mean, banged up, it's always hard, but he attacks every day and tries to get better, tries to rehab that ankle. Hopefully he's past it now. And just speaking from my experience, I know how excited I was to play my former team. And so I can only imagine what it's like for him. And I mean, having them here, it's going to be exciting for him in the first quarter, but then that goes away pretty quick. And I mean, although they're your buddies, you're still playing against them. And it's just another layer of the game.
Okay, I might have a few more, but I'll turn it back to Oliver. Thank you.
Ray, go ahead.
Yeah, Josh, what did you take away from the Texas A&M game with y'all's guys' performance on the offensive line, and how correctable is some of the issues you had?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously disappointing watching the film and seeing how close we were to making some big plays. And at the end of the day, it comes down to communication and preparation. And we have to put Talon in better positions for him to make plays. I mean, he's an athlete, he's a playmaker, and if we need to start holding up our end of the bargain so that he can make those plays. And I mean, just going forward, we just need to communicate better, and that starts in practice, that starts in our preparation.
Isaac, with the way that you played last weekend, do you think that you've maybe instilled some confidence in Talon, is in terms of not only being a playmaker but also a safety valve at times?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always kind of been that guy for Talon. Obviously, it hasn't really showed up much until last game, so I don't think I would say much has changed. It's just, it just happened to be that way during the game, and obviously, I think it was a confidence booster for me and him. But moving forward, we're just gonna just try to figure out the game plan and go from there.
Thanks, guys.
Tom, go ahead.
Hey guys, first night game for you here on campus, game number 6. But I'm wondering what you feel like the energy and atmosphere might look like come Saturday night, Isaac.
Man, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Coach told us that this is the first stripe out we've done since I think it was 2019, maybe 20. Last time we played Texas,
yeah.
Texas, and we beat them by 20. So hopefully
Neither of
that's
us were here. It's hard for us to remember.
Yeah. But hopefully that's the trend that we do stripe out and we win big. So should be a good atmosphere.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never been a part of a stripe out, and so as the home team, and so I'm excited to see what it's like, and I know the fans are going to have the place rocking.
Tennessee runs this offense. It's like, the fastest thing on turf or whatever. When you're watching that, and you're going to go on the field after they finish. Is there any mindset that your offense has that maybe we want to slow things down, or we have to match their speed? How do you approach that?
I think when it comes to matching their speed, that's not something we're going to, at least to my knowledge, that's not where we're focused on. We're focused on running our offense and executing our plays. I mean, at the end of the day, the defense, we have full confidence in our defense and their game plan. And so as long as we execute our game plan, we should be put in a position to have success.
Any thoughts there, Isaac, about going up against an offense that's as fast as they are?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll affect us too much, to be honest with you. I think we're just going to go out there and put into motion what we've been practicing all week. So,
Josh, when you said when you watched the tape, you saw how close you were. Were there any examples of plays where a guy holds a block a second longer, or just something else happens that might have been big plays?
I mean, I'm sure anybody who's watching the film, I mean, hindsight's 2020. You can see there's 10 or 15 plays in every game where if they go one way or the other, it changes the whole outcome. And I mean, it's something that's disappointing, but it's something you have to live with and move forward and make sure that in the next game, during those 10 or 15 plays, which you don't know which they are. So you have to approach every play as if it's one of those plays, and you have to execute and do your job.
Isaac, what have you seen from Talon in practice this week, coming off a game where he was on the run so much?
Yeah, I think he's just relying on what he's been trained to do, and that's just run this offense. And I think he's been doing a great job since he came in doing that, just being a leader and a great player. Obviously, regardless of how things go in the game, he's still going to be a great leader and a great player, and we've all seen that on tape. So I think he's just going to rely on his athleticism and his ability to make plays.
Yeah, Josh, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Taylor is an incredible athlete, and we as an offensive line have to put him in the best position possible for him to showcase his skills and to be able to make plays. I mean, we have great playmakers all across the offense, and JJ, Armstrong, Taylor, TeSlaa, Satania. I mean, we're talented across the board, and we have to hold up our end of the bargain. As I said before, we have to execute our game plan. We have to communicate and prepare better than we did last week, because obviously we didn't get it done.
Is there something encouraging in knowing that he was under so much pressure, but you guys had the lead 3 different times and you were right there in that game and you outgained them?
I would say less so encouraging, more so disappointing. Like I said, hindsight's 2020. If we could go back and change a few plays, I mean, we would, but we don't get to. And so that's something we have to focus on this week, so that when we're in the situations to make those plays, we make them.
Thanks, guys.
Bob.
Okay, so I wasn't sure if you called him here or not, but nobody else was. Hey, Josh, I saw a picture of this. And I saw some video of this right after the game. You guys were still on the field, and you were, I guess, having a moment with Taylor. Would you mind sharing kind of what that was about? Maybe what you were saying to him or how he was responding. Would you mind sharing that?
Yeah, so me, Taylor, Addison, and I try to pray before every game and then after every game. I wasn't able to find Addison at the time, so I just went up to Taylor, and me and him said a quick prayer, because no matter the outcome of the game, we want to give glory to God. I mean, that's our creator. That's who we give the glory to. And so I'm sure he's all right with me saying this, but whenever he makes a good play on the field, whenever I make a good play on the field, all the glory goes to God. He's our purpose. He's why we play the game.
Do you find after a tough loss like that to be somewhat comforting, or just kind of how does that make y'all feel?
Do you mean religiously?
I guess just emotionally, however you want to respond to it.
I mean, for me, I approach it as God has a plan for my life, and although I don't always agree with his plan, obviously it was his design for us to lose that game because it's what happened. And so I take not necessarily comfort, but I know that God has a plan for my life, and ultimately it is for good. And it's not for me to decide whether it's the right step or the wrong step. I mean, he's the designer of the universe. And if he says this is how it's supposed to be, that's how it's supposed to be.
And Isaac, Sam was saying after, I think maybe he was saying this Monday. He may have said after the game, I can't remember. But he said he really loves you. He loves all the guys, but he really loves your attitude. You hadn't caught any. I'm sure he loves Josh too. He said, I don't think he'd caught any passes the week before, and had broken a long streak. I think he'd had catches in, I don't know, 25, 26 games, whatever it was. And then you come back and have a big game. He said he just really loves your attitude. I guess what's the key to that? I mean, you're catching passes, and then you don't catch any, and then you have a big game. Kind of what's the key to not getting frustrated or staying upbeat or whatever the case might be?
Yeah, I'd say at the end of the day, regardless of statistics or how I play in a game, I know my ability, and I believe in myself. Obviously, I have a big game or I have no catches, regardless of how the outcome is. I don't let the outcome determine how I feel about myself. I feel about myself because I know that I put the work in throughout basically my entire life to get to this point. So I just rely on that.
And for both you guys, I mean, you all play a bunch of ranked teams. You've already played 2. You're going to play 4 or 5, however many more. But right now, Tennessee's number 4, and they're the highest ranked team on your schedule as of right now. How much does that add to it? And you got the big ABC crew, Kirk Herbstreit and Chris Fowler are in doing it. And I know all the games are on TV now, but does that add a little extra excitement? You're playing a number 4 team, and you got ABC. It's the marquee game of the weekend.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, the bells and whistles or whatever. We're here to play football. Like Coach Pitt was talking about in meetings today, like just because they're ranked number 4 and they wear the orange, they got the T on the side of the helmet, that doesn't mean they're gonna, have any sort of advantage over us. So we're just ready to roll that ball out there and start playing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Ditto.
Ditto.
Okay. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
What's up, guys? We'll see you Saturday.